A question for guys. What questions have you always wanted to ask girls but were too shy to? How often do you masturbate? Maybe 8 to 10 times a week when I'm not dating anyone. When I was single, maybe 1 to 5 times a week. Now that I'm in a relationship, it's about 1 or 2 times a week. Every time I have sex, it's the only way for me to orgasm. Why do you never say things directly and only drop subtle hints when flirting with us? We need 100% clarity, damn it. Back when I was in college, I was pretty aggressive and persistent in showing interest in guys, and I almost always got rejected. I asked my boyfriend's friends why this happened, and they said it was too intimidating. Keep in mind, I wasn't pinning them against a wall or grabbing their balls, I was just asking if they wanted to go on a date or if they'd give me their number. Anyway, after talking to my guy friends, I stopped acting like that and went back to subtle hints. What happens if a girl takes Viagra? Does she get a female boner, or what? Female boner? No. Amazing sex, yes. The extra blood flow to the groin really helps enhance pleasure. I lost count of how many orgasms I had the night I took Viagra, and my boyfriend and I were over the moon. As a teenager, I struggled with uncontrollable boners. Can women get wet randomly? Yes, sometimes it's hard to ignore because you get wet in public and start wondering if it's your period or if you're just aroused. You have to run to the bathroom to check. One of the worst things is when you're wearing something tight and can't be sure if it's menstruation or just discharge. It's super embarrassing if someone notices stains on your butt. You end up constantly running to the bathroom to check if everything's okay. Do you like men who shave their private areas? What's the best option? The cleaner the dick, the better. Hair isn't sexy, it's really unpleasant when it gets in your mouth. I think a completely shaved male body looks weird. Part of a man's attractiveness is that they look the opposite of a woman. But a huge bush of pubic hair makes you look like a caveman. I think pubic hair should be trimmed short but not completely shaved. Plus, less hair means less dirt and sweat odor. The key is to maintain hygiene. What actually happens when you go to the bathroom right before sex? Are you peeing? Thinking? Please enlighten me. I almost always pee. During sex, there's pressure on the bladder, so you get the urge to go, which makes it hard to fully relax and enjoy. I pee, check my armpits for odor, sometimes do some grooming, check my makeup, or brush my teeth. It's general prep, basically. Do you really not care if you don't orgasm during sex? Are you honestly just enjoying the process? I don't expect an orgasm every time, it's just not realistic for me. Sex is still pretty enjoyable. But if we're having sex multiple times in a row and I can't orgasm, I do get upset. If I'm set on having an orgasm, I won't stop until I get there. When a girl is on her period, I always notice a scent from her, and it's pleasant, like perfume. What's that about? It's probably pheromones, or maybe you just have a keen sense of smell. Menstrual discharge has a distinct odor. In my dorm, there was a girl who could always tell which girls were on their periods. Vaginas have different scents, and we notice them too. That said, some girls use scented pads. I don't use them because I might be allergic, but I know many girls do. Maybe you're smelling the scent of those pads, though I'm not sure. Two-part question. First, do most guys who go to bars look for a one-night stand? Do girls do that too? Do you go out just to have fun, or do you aim to find someone for a quick hookup? Is this common among women? Second, if so, what criteria do you use to choose someone? Be honest, do you only take him home if he's smart, handsome, or rich, or is it enough to just be nice and decent to earn a one-night stand? Honestly, I don't go to clubs looking for sex. I usually just want to hang out and have fun with my friends. But I can't speak for everyone, different women have different intentions. When I go to bars or clubs, I just want to chat with friends and dance. The last time I was at a club, a girl was aggressively hitting on one of my friends, who kept saying no. He showed her his ring and said he was married, but she couldn't believe he'd just turned down sex. She called him impotent, and it almost turned into a fight. I haven't gone back to that club since. How can I make oral sex even better? Any tips or preferences? First, trim your damn nails. Second, don't try to shove your whole face in there or change the rhythm every 2 seconds. Focus on your tongue, you'll feel when we like something. Stick to that pace for a while, and sometimes slow down. How many times have you farted and blamed it on the guys around you? With my boyfriend, it's happened. When other guys are around, it's like, who did that? Gross. Do all girls really think guys only want one thing? I'm in college right now, and it feels like that's the case. I'd say 80% of the guys who approach me are just after sex. Do you actually feel when a guy ejaculates inside you? I don't feel the semen shooting out until I stand up and it starts dripping. We can feel the penis twitching during orgasm, though. I mostly feel the pulsing of the penis and a bit of warmth. It's nothing like what's shown in porn, but when the guy pulls out, I feel the semen starting to leak out. Do girls with large labia feel them sticking to their legs like a scrotum on a hot day? My friend said yes, they're even nicknamed bat wings. It's hard to answer precisely since it depends on clothing, but I'd say yes, it can get pretty hot and sticky down there. Girls always talk about how awful periods are. I lived with a female friend and have lots of female acquaintances, but I never noticed anything that bad. Is it really that horrible? God, it's such a long explanation. First, your stomach constantly contracts, like cramps, but less intense. This happens throughout the cycle to push out all the blood from the uterus. Muscle contractions cause physical pain and bloating. Add to that blood loss, anemia, dehydration, and nutrient loss, especially potassium, which helps regulate weight. This can make your stool softer or even cause diarrhea. Overall, it's very uncomfortable. Of course, if you drink plenty of water and eat well, it's not as bad. Also, during periods, you crave junk food and alcohol, neither of which are good for your body at that time. How do you wipe your butt with such long nails? As a guy who wore long nails for Halloween as part of a costume, I can say, very carefully. Not the hero we need, but the one we deserve. Thanks for the answer. How inconvenient is having breasts, really? Clothes never fit right because of large breasts. During periods, they hurt like hell. Good bras are insanely expensive, and spontaneous running is out of the question. As a short woman with a large bust, I can say big breasts can be a nightmare. I can't count how many times I've knocked things over with my chest. Sometimes it's dangerous. My colleagues started laughing at how I couldn't reach the back of a fridge shelf because my breasts got in the way. The fridge was full of stacks of petri dishes, and I work in a lab. I can't reach under the bed or behind the couch if I drop something. I had to wait months for my husband to be home and in the mood to help move a kitchen cabinet so we could use it because my breasts were too big to fit in the space. My back hurts all the time, there's never a moment when it doesn't. My stupid bras cost $65 to $80 each, and I need several to switch styles and distribute the strain across different muscle groups. I hate big breasts, but I don't have the financial means to reduce them yet. For men, arousal is usually more obvious, but women are more sensitive. What parts of your body are most arousing to touch? My erogenous zones are the earlobes, kissing or licking them, the collarbone, and the stomach. Also, kissing the inner thighs or the back of the knees can be very pleasant. It gives me goosebumps when it's done right, gently and slowly. What do you really think about dating a virgin? I know guys mostly stress about this, but I just want to hear your opinion. I don't care. The biggest issue with any sexual partner is the diseases they might pass on. Honestly, I'd prefer a virgin who's willing to learn because too many experienced guys only care about their own pleasure. I never understood how periods can sometimes make you furious or tearful. Muscles constantly contract to expel all the blood and mucus from the uterus, which can be painful. Hormones also go haywire, making us more emotional. Believe me, we're just as confused by this mix of feelings. What does vaginal sex feel like? What does an orgasm during vaginal sex feel like? You feel someone inside you. An orgasm during vaginal sex is when someone's still inside you, and it's damn good. Seriously, it depends on the partner. I feel them moving back and forth inside my vagina, and it can be great if they stimulate my G-spot. But most guys don't, especially in missionary. That's why many girls prefer doggy style, it's more likely to hit the G-spot. When a guy does it right, an orgasm feels like pulsating sensations in the vagina. When I was with my ex, he sometimes felt my vagina pulsing. Do you always know when we're staring at your breasts? Yes, it's obvious. It's what we do with our eyes to see what's happening around us. I often hear that girls are hornier than guys. Is that true? Do girls think about sex as much as guys, or maybe even more? Yes, I think about it constantly, especially when I'm alone. I used to think it was abnormal because of societal expectations, but now I just accept it and move on. I wish I had a boyfriend who could go a few rounds in bed, that would be great. Do you really feel like the penis is hitting your stomach if it's big enough and goes deep enough? Yes, but it's almost always unpleasant. That feeling usually means it's hitting the cervix, and it's horribly painful. I've been told it's like getting kicked in the balls, a slow, deep ache in the abdomen. If I feel something like that, I stop immediately.